a 4-0 against We Have Org. Shoes Money Crew, I think again, if they want to show they're at that level, they've got to replicate the same success.
Wonder what they're going to roll out with. I have a feeling that no matter what they pick in the spore room, we're probably going to have an identical mirror composition. Mind you, Spox is staying on that May. Don't
blame them at all. We've said so many times in previous weeks that if you want to beat a team that you think are better than you, the best thing you can do is try and surprise them. And a May well be one way of surprising them. Here we go.
A little bit of the cheddar to kick things off. May coming in. Cheese is catching him off guard. Will it be effective? Health bars dropping down from both of these main tanks. Is he going to pick up that first kill onto Chubbs and take him from the field? So Shoes Money Crew have the advantage, and they're going to use that May wall for more of a defensive retreat than anything else.
The problem you have by bringing the May to the party is you don't have the Diva. That defense matrix, although it isn't immediately super effective, when you start seeing things like Graviton Surges come online, you won't be able to eat them. And in fact, Barbecue is a great example that we saw of this last week when we saw the other side that played against bring out the May. He was there eating grabs all day, and the only one eating grabs because there's no Diva on the other side. It means you're basically guaranteed to get combo whenever it comes through.
Oh, still got stunned up, but there was no follow-up there. Krem's going to be taken out by the micro missiles. Zeal going down low. Twals with the mortar strike on the right click, taking him off the field. Zeal dropping down. Going to try and level out with a 2-for-1 trade. We have Org pushing back on. 25% in climbing for Shoes Money Crew. To getting that first cap as Mouse is moving ever closer to that first Graviton Surge. And that's where it really hits the danger zone. But We Have Org, like Des has already mentioned, no Diva to even eat it and block a lot of damage coming out. But Colsty, he's got a shatter ready to go. Needs to work around this wall. Get it dropped down when he finds the right time. That Brigitte moving in. Too low to do anything at the moment. Graviton Surge pulls him to the pillar. This is We Have Org's time. But they're sitting in a Transcendence counter grab at the Blizzard from May. And they've already vacated with the speed coming out from Izzy to move him around. Shatter into the shield. Another Orc wasted. Throws it onto the back line. Twals in person to go down. Force out the sound barrier from Kara. They jump back on. Barbie going low. D-Mech over the top. Will force out the self-destruct to buy even more time. Krem still being caught out by this explosive. It shouldn't happen. And now multiple members are going to fall down. No protection for Chubbs. There's another kill for Barbie as he jumps back in the mech. And the fight's being taken to We Have Org. They're not going to be able to fight this one. 70% and climbing.
Oh, Krems was just tunnel visioned in on Mouse then. Reasonably so. I don't blame you for run away from Rosaria, who's firing 190 DPS at you a second. But the problem there was he was ignoring that off to his right-hand side there was a self-destruct about to go off. Maybe you could pin some of that blade across onto his main tank who didn't have the shield up, covering that angle for him. But either way, you lose a member through not paying attention, and they lose the fight immediately off the back of that too.
90%, so one more fight left for We Have Org. They've got to retake or they're going to lose this first round. Twals getting close to that Graviton Surge, a little bit ahead of Mouse. One thing he doesn't have though is the armor that Mouse has under that shield. Colsty with that Orbit Discord on top of him. They've isolated Krems. They've not killed him, but Twals will go down to the Soundwave, and Chubbs forced into the corner. Graviton Surge and the guarantee he stays there. Transcendence coming out from Kanga, but it's not enough as Mouse to take out Krems as well. Man advantage, you've got to take out the supports, don't let him get there. Spox is trying to set up with the May. They're sitting in a Blizzard on the point, will get frozen up as the supports are given free reign. Overtime ticking down. Most mobile Witch God. Got to block out that charge and that shatter, and lo and behold, Shoes Money Crew taking round number 1.
Interesting fight for We Have Org because they were pushing in with ultimates there, and I thought, great, they could finally make something happen here, but there was no Bash Shatter combination. There was early projected barriers coming out of Twals, for example, onto his main tank. I was really confused, and even when we saw a charge come through from Chubbs as he got behind Shoes Money Crew, he got walled up by his May, and so actually managed to connect with no one, and was stood there like, well, what the hell do I do now? Just a bit messy at points from We Have Org, which is what we've seen historically in previous weeks. The players themselves, we spoke about before, we know they're skilled players, just that synergy doesn't really seem to be there for them as a unit.
On to round number 2. Shoes Money Crew mixing up. Zeal going over to the Farah. We Have Org staying on the Goats. So they're going to be peppered by this Rocket Maiden.
A good opportunity for Shoes Money Crew to show a bit of flexibility as well here. I mean, realistically, more of a Doomfist Sombra kind of guy myself, but Farah can get on board with as well. Just bringing that Mercy up in the sky, which means you do have 4 on the ground, so if Goats moves quickly enough, it can pressure you out quite easily. Oh, imagine if he knocks him off the edge.
That would have been quite unfortunate for Chubbs, but they're changing it up. This is what they need to do.
Yeah, acknowledge that, okay, what we're playing into right now is not going to play in our favour at all with all this spam coming down, so let's try and change up a little bit. Go for that more of the dive base, so they're going for a 6-0 essentially here, because you're also bringing the Moira to the party.
Moira obviously offering more heal than the Zenyatta, and also when that Coalescence comes online, it's going to be able to deal with Zeal, but Zeal's already been dealt with. Tri-Spear forcing out the res early.
Run!
It's going to be a kill. Colsty and Tri-Spear taking off the side. Nice fight for We Have Org. Going to take this first cap.
And it's something we saw a lot back in Season 2, I think it was, rather than in Season 1. Although Zeal's doing work, getting 3 kills with the only ultimate coming out there. Carl will bring him down, but still doing good work. That does make this point at least a little bit easier for his team to now re-engage onto if they want to. They've got the numbers here, Tridd.
No, they're going to change Zeal off. They can't be sticking on the fire if they're going to be using that barrage, surely.
They got 3 kills. The team just can't quite capitalize because they do have the bridge held down on the other side. Good effort at the very least. But back in Season 2, what we saw quite a lot of was the D.Va and the Moira combo. As soon as Moira's ultimate is online, you can use that Coalescence and burn down the Pharah. Off the back of that, you send the D.Va up there as well. With the damage between them, there's no way she can survive all of that incoming damage. However, they have chosen to switch out. What they're bringing to the party now is that EMP Goats mix up with the Sombra on side.
Well, they're throwing that self-destruct into the back line. Tri-Spirit already taken out, but the EMP hits multiple members. Mouse's recall forced out a little bit earlier than planned, I believe, but Barbie still found 12s in the chaos. Sound barrier offered to most of the Shoes Money crew as they push on to the point, but Krem's still taking out Colsty, missing that Reinhardt, not being able to press forward. Now Zeal's in full retreat, stunned up. For Krems to gun down again. Harry was talking about how he's the star player of this team on the desk, and he's living up to that reputation.
Absolutely. I remember speaking to one of the, I suppose, most well-known tanks that you'll see here in Europe. I won't mention the name because it's not really fair on them, but they actually put Krems in the top 3 of their D.Va players here in Europe, which to me was a big statement considering the team's been performing so poorly, but he said this guy's just very smart, very skilled as well. You can't write him off. That's exactly why we don't do that on the desk.
Well, barbecue. Moving on to that damage, got the self-destruct. One's been planted into the back line. Hopefully Tri-Spear's not caught out by this one. That's a Primal Rage Winston on the back line. Kanga's found Mouths. They're not going to have that Brigitte to fight with them. Nice boot there from Barbie. Takes shots out of the fight. Self-destruct being planted as 12, the second of the tanks being taken up. But Kanga giving a good hosing to Izzy and Colsty. Spraying through that Graviton Surge. Zeal find Kara. Barbecue getting into his face now about that Coalescence. The Moira's going to go down. Good thing they won that fight, Des, because they were 5% from losing this round.
Yeah, we have all managed to snowball that quite well in their favour. Good discipline from the team to go back at the very start and switch over to a response to the Pharah and the Sombra that we saw coming out. And from there, managed to just chain things together back to back. Shoes Money crew did zone quite heavily onto Spoxes in one of their fights as well, which just got hard punished by We Have Org. So it shows that despite a lot of people writing them off, I mean, we're all doing it as well at 0 and 3, they've still got some fight left in them.
That grab's going to be planted against the wall, pulling them all together. Going to be firing damage into that confined space. And the sound barrier being the only respite they have. 12 still falling down as Zeal's going to charge himself. A nice Zarya into the back line, but the healing is there from Shoes Money crew. Keep Zeal up. That's another dead tank. And more percentage on the board for Shoes Money crew.
Reset coming through for We Have Org. Shoes Money crew have at least got that combo online here, the one we speak about so often. In fact, it's very interesting here. I think because of the way the picks work, Mouse is the one normally playing Zarya in this comp, and it's Zeal who was on the Brigitte. In this case, they switched around because Mouse on that Sombra had the EMP and didn't want to forego that, and they're confident in both players' ability to play both of those heroes.
It's always the ult charge throwing a spanner in the works for these teams, so not on their ideal or their prime hero, shall we say. They're going to be playing at a high level nonetheless. Nice shatter. They're all dropping to the floor. This Colts is going to charge through, ban himself for Spoxes.
Nice.
Discord Orb on top of him as well. Will guarantee another kill. 70% in climbing for SMC. Couple more fights will win them this round.
One more fight might be all it takes here as well, because We Have Org will really struggle to get a cohesive team together to push back in if this fight ends quite quickly. This is basically guaranteed now at 20% remaining to be the final fight they've got. They do have the Transcendence online if they want to play around that. They've got that combo, the bash into Shadow that we speak about so often. I'm looking at the other side as they've got 4 coming online.
Oh, that was a big shatter coming in from Chubbs and finding multiple members. But Izzy's just riding above them, keeping him out of the fight, using his own zoning skill, to slow this fight down. Kanga finding double frags. Tri-Spear Mouse being the victims. Zeal's got that Graviton Surge, planting it off the point could be the option for them as overtime's going to tick down. Self-destruct in the middle of 2 shattered targets. Barbie finding the double onto Chubbs and 12, making a D-Mech on the Krems as well. Kanga, the last robot off the side, will get a punch to finish it off as we're just having the Wrecking Ball going in. It's stall tactics from We Have Org. They're stalling and praying that they can delay the inevitable. Round going over to Shoes Money crew. That would also mean the map.
I did have some concerns when I saw Shoes Money crew with those 2 members swapped over, but do manage to make it stick and work in the end. It's very weird going from watching the last series to this one, because both teams so far in this series, we haven't really seen too many ult combos. They've all been vanilla combo, or vanilla ults as we've taken to calling them. Things like self-destructs coming out on their own, or a shadow going through a doorway with no real initiation before it. Bit strange to see, but ultimately it is playing in Shoes Money crew's favour.
Vanilla, hey, it's not exactly the often associated with bland, just in the color scheme as well, and also taste, but some people like vanilla. We see that with WoW Classic coming out as well.
So. Yeah, I'm a fan. What can I say, man?
Well, we're going to go to a break, grab yourself another bowl of vanilla ice cream. We're going to be back here for map number 2. Welcome back, everyone. We're about to jump into map number 2, Shoes Money Crew versus We Have Org. And it's do or die for We Have Org, unfortunately. If they don't win this series, they will not make it to playoffs, regardless of what happens in week number 5. SMC, however, they're not guaranteed it yet. So a win here will push them closer to carrying on their season after the group stage.
Very much so, well on their way there. After that first map, after the last 2 weeks' performance, can't say that they're a team who, when we came into week 1, we saw or expected to be in the top few kind of, I suppose, levels in their group.
Yeah.
We thought they'd be one of the teams fighting for that 4th place, but potentially they have the capability to upset some teams here and start pushing towards 2nd and 3rd, which would be a fantastic opportunity for them. Still, heading into Numbani, going to be the map pick of We Have Org. We've seen some interesting strats on this in the past. We've seen Farah, we've seen Torbjorn. I don't think we've seen Symmetry yet, so it isn't quite that far gone yet.
Yeah, it hasn't turned into a total clown
We've
fiesta.
seen Attack Orisa.
Yeah.
We've seen all kinds of things. So hopefully we get another show today. I would quite like to see one. Haven't seen Bastion yet, so don't get baited by that.
So it's not quite a clown fiesta, but I can put it on the tier of Circus Fiasco instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to know the exact definition of the difference between those.
Oh, it's very fine. There's a fine line.
Is it about as fine as my index in terms of hashtags?
Yes, very fine.
I still haven't defined that. 1 week it's been tier A to tier E, the next week it's been like 1 through 7.
Tier E?
Yeah, it's changed the whole time.
How do you even get
It's
that?
like grading it, man.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Like you failed the class of inventing a hashtag. Like you got an E.
I think some people just didn't have a choice.
They didn't turn up and that's why they failed. That's why they got poor default hashtags.
Okay, well, thankfully people have turned up here to watch some Overwatch, not listen to you describe your index.
Mate,
so,
index is important. Although this is more important, you're correct.
Absolutely. So, SMC on the defense first, and we have Org offering that flavor of monkey goats as Chubb's going to be riding the Winston.
Yeah, Shoes Money Crew coming out. I was going to say, Shoes Money Crew coming out, they've realised it's goats. Best counter goats? Other goats.
More
it's fantastic.
goats!
Yeah. Well, there's like a whole flowchart here of counter comps you can have, and goats is the thing at the top that everything aspires to and pushes towards. It's so hard to find a counter to.
We're pushing forward on the low ground, and Mal's being affected by a lot of that damage from the protective barrier. Ooh. It's also the same thing for Chubbs. They're going to be forced back. So forward aggression from We Have Org. Not as successful as they'd like it to be, but they're going to carry on the fight. They haven't lost anyone else until Chubb's shield breaks, and then ultimately Chubb breaks. Box is going down, Krebs being demexed. This is just a one fight for the Shoes Money Crew. Really smart from Shoes Money Crew as well, because what they did there was waited until the projected barrier was online for Mouse, dropped it straight onto Colsty so he could push in and swing. About 3 seconds after, We Have All burnt both of their barriers at the same time. Often it's a good idea to rotate them, so the one on self for Zarya, then one onto your teammate as well. That way you can have different tanks in the front line, soaking damage, giving her more charge. Look at this. Being a little bit sneaky. We have Org about to get cyberbullied. Oh, they're jumping out onto Krebs. He's been caught out. They found the bison at the back of the herd, took out the ankles, and the rest of them are going to collapse. They're supposed to carry on going. There's survival of the fittest, but unfortunately, We Have Org didn't get the memo, so they're all going to fall. What are they doing now? They're just pushing even more aggressively. They are stood outside their spawn room, and they are going to retreat. I don't know how far they're going to retreat though. It might hold a different angle and hope that they just run into them again. Oh, you'd hope so, yeah. They're going to try something else now. It's how many ways can you surprise a goat here? And We Have Org have been surprised twice in a row. They're down 2 minutes, so 2 minutes remaining for them to try and get this first point. As it stands so far, though, Shoes Money Crew are the ones donning those ultimates that they can use to stop that advance. Well, they've made the good read of where We Have Org are going to be, because they're set up on high ground, and We Have Org are just going to run high ground into them. Graviton Surge holds them together. There's an Earth Shatter there for Colsty, but they need to be conscious of that shield Chubbs has. Not going to be able to put it through there, unfortunately, as they're trying to emerge out. Barley sends a bomb into the death room. Chubbs and Kara going down. So another one fight for Shoes Money Crew. Krem's being stalled out. Cyberbullied yet again. You mentioned the whole prediction thing with the high ground. Most goats comp on attack will try and take high ground to begin with, because if you're on the low ground, you have no way of contesting that except for a diva. You're almost forced to take a high ground route, get up there, either force the enemy team off or take it for yourself so you can then choose where to go next. That's the first time they tried to do that though, Des. They tried twice, because the last time they got interrupted on the way up, remember? When they came out here and fair enough. I did mistake that for low ground positioning SMC held. Got you, fam. They did. And now they're on the third try. Well, let's see if they can do it again. They've got a lot of ults in their pocket this time around. Colsey's already found 12, so the Graviton Surge goes to the grave alongside with him. Chubb's going to be burned down as well. Another lost fight. Oh, just rammed into that room like a trash compactor. There's nothing they can do. Ryan player, by the way. So much fun. Chubbs has, he has nothing to do, basically. Yeah, he has very little to do here except for get pushed back time and time again. This is what we saw in the last series between Angry Titans and 1 Point, though. Often what you'll see is the team that wins is the team that plays the most aggressively. And on the first map, it was 1 Point playing more aggressively. Second, the third, and fourth map, Angry Titans turned the heat up. We have all got to start being proactive and stop getting surprised by these engages coming out of Shoes Money Crew. Often to go down Main Street could be a more direct path to victory. Colsty stands in the way with that Earth Shatter. Could be a bit of a roadblock for them. Chubbs goes forward. Both barriers down. Both barriers been used. This is the go button. Graviton Surge pulls them together. Shatter will try and negate some of the damage. Self-destruct over the top. Beautiful boot there. Gonna knock them all clean. 10 seconds remaining. It's more than enough time. We have Org. Gonna make that time work. Capture point A. Move on to point B. Shoes Money Crew, you screwed it up in the dying seconds, my friends. Why? Why would you use an Earth Shadow once you've just been grabbed and when your Brigitte is nowhere near their Ryan to bash him? Again, it goes back to what I said after the first map. Lots of vanilla ults coming out here, lots of individual ults not being comboed together with other moments of the team, and that's what defines the different tiers you have in Goats tier. If you can get that synergy down, that's when you shine. And as it stands there, well, they didn't shine. It was We Have Org who took the initiative, and with a great charge, Crohn's gets 4 kills. They caught one with the ult. With the Earth Shatter. Not enough though, there's no follow-up. Not into a Chubb shield. Graviton Surge, their Transcendent double support, ultimate's layered by We Have Org. What are you doing, man? Beautiful, again. And then the self-destruct just kills them anyway. They boot.
So basically the exact same thing we saw happen back on the point to one side just happened to the other down in the alleyway.
No, my point was about the double support ultimate.
Yeah.
Like, the self-destruct just kills you anyway.
I don't know, man. Double support ults make me want to cry.
We have Augur in tears in this tournament right now.
It hurts me, man.
I don't think they planned that either.
Deep inside.
Going to be holding aggressive. They don't want to touch the crowd.
Again!
Nice barriers being used by We Have Org. They're countering it, and they're dealing with Colsty shatters adequately.
Yeah, Colsty using it though when both barriers are still online is the biggest defender there. Like, you wait until you see those barriers come out, or you bait it with Brigitte first, then you shatter. They didn't even wait for that. They're just going for it and trying to win fights outright here. Almost lazy play, dare I say, from Shoes Money Crew.
We're playing around the payload, not much progress being made. 1 minute remaining on the clock for We Have Org, and they've not got around the first corner, not entirely just yet, as Mouse is about to get that grab online. 12's going to have one as well. Divas are in position to eat with Colsty going down. That's a go button for We Have Org. They're going to press forward on the attack. Barbie isolated. The barrier will stall them out a little bit longer. They're going to push it round. With the spawn distance that now has to happen for Shoes Money Crew, they might not even be able to contend this next point.
This is the nice thing about GOATs, is that in 90% of scenarios, you can always pin down a single moment when a team fight was won or lost. Some of them do swing back and forth when teams manage to come back in with big ultimate exchanges, or they get one nice big catch out. I don't know, maybe they punish the aggression on the other side and catch out the supports easy, whatever it might be. But in every single one of these fights, you can pinpoint the exact moment when a shatter hit a barrier, or a barrier blocked something else, or a boot came through with a self-destruct combo, things like that.
Graviton Surge pulls him on the point. Charles with the charge. Down barrier is there, but Spox is still going to find Zeal. Nice turn with that Earth Shatter.
They got it.
The Transcendence on the point, and We Have Org. There's your right. They've got it and moved on to the next section of the map.
It was nice.
They're fighting over scraps.
Yeah, it was actually a really smart charge from Chuzza, because what he did there, we got Holt, he took him away from the point, so there were no shields remaining for the rest of his team. Immediately, he turns around, shatters the majority of Shoes Money Crew, they wipe them out and get the push through. And even by the time the members that weren't caught managed to get back on the point, it was already said and done with, they've got second point.
And to think this could have ended at point A, they just had to burn 10 more seconds.
And not make so many mistakes, it would have been great.
Well, they're going to charge into the room, forcing mistakes there. Graviton's holding them together. Kanga can't get into the room. The healing is still available for his team, and he can body block and keep them from moving out of the point, buying them more time to just burn down Colsty, who's isolated off to the side. And now you're emerging out of the rat hole. You're missing King Rat. He's already dead. He'll be pushing him back. And there's Zeal kill coming out for Zeal. This 12's going to move forward onto Mouse. Spox takes out Zeal as well. Kanga. Sorry, that's not Kanga, that's Tri-Spit. He's going to be burnt down. Spox is taking that barbecue. This is a nice path. They're just easing it in to the final moments of this map. And 12 is at the door with a Graviton Surge. If you pick the wrong hole, you will lose this game. And what do you know? Wrong hole.
Wrong hole, wrong play. 3 points gone. Wasn't really the cleanest of defenses from Shoes Money Crew. First point went fantastically well. Every single time they came... Stop laughing. You're not helping at all, man. Oh, Jesus. It's the grin every time it kills me. Shoes Money Crew. Let's be serious again.
Yeah, let's be serious. We Have Org completing unexpected, admittedly, how point A started. And they've forced it all the way down there. 26 seconds remaining, so they will get to play around with this again. Unexpected, but it does keep the series alive in a way that we want to see. Obviously, we want to see great competition, and I'm not going to lie to you, I was expecting a bit of a stomp to come in this one. Let's just see how SMC do, because we know we're going to have to do this all over again if Shoes Money Crew can complete.
The curse almost of analysing Overwatch as well is that expectation can play into it sometimes. Like here we were expecting We Have Org to roll over, so a lot of the focus is on the mistakes they're making rather than the things Shoes Money Crew are doing right. Now, earlier on I said, well, they completely whiffed the Shatter because the barriers came through from 12s and saved them, and that was on Shoes Money Crew for using Shatter at the wrong time. It was also a great play by 12s to make sure those barriers came down when he saw the push coming in. So kudos to both sides here. Just because Shoes Money Crew are the guys that I've said they're making mistakes they shouldn't be making here, We Have Org capitalising on those mistakes, and that is half the fight in Overwatch.
We're all going to occupy the high ground to begin with. Shoes Money Crew, I don't know if they even want to try the goats. What's Crumbs doing?
Let's give them time. They got time.
Yeah, just disappears. Weird angle to take.
Like a bird just suddenly flying off.
Startled by the presence of the cameraman, just like a nature documentary. Zeal going up into the skies with the Farah. So this seems to be the fallback. The alternative to the tank-heavy compositions is just relying on the Farah-Sombra combination. And you've got Chubbs on the Winston. I'm not sure what he's going to do to try and shut this down.
I don't think it's such a bad thing here as well, because let's not forget they did manage to lose out most of one of the points when it came down to playing against this kind of monkey goat style setup. However, on this map, there's a lot more kind of verticality to it. If you do see the dive tanks move, you engage onto another platform where the other members are more exposed. Tolls being one of them, and down he goes.
He was just asking for it. He stood up there with the protective barrier. Zeal's seen it being burned, and, well, there's no healing coming onto him, so he's just a sitting duck, easy to burn through. Zeal moving around the corner, 65%, working towards that barrage. I want to hold on to it. Krem's now taking fire. He's going to rotate onto the point. Spox is just trying to get out of that tiny room, but just not being allowed to play Overwatch right now. He kept in there, pinned in by the rockets. Chubb's going to yeet himself across the map, get himself to safety and a health pack. Zeal drops down below the bridge, stunned up.
Yikes.
That's why you don't touch the ground as far, because you're going to get Colsty. Nano boosted as he jumps off the point.
Yeah.
Not what I would do personally, but hey ho, I'm not pro player, he is. Barbie's going to cut through Spox's as well, so that's 2 supports down. Put 2 notches in onto those micro cannons, and Krems is going to be adding to it. Twolls as well. Barbie's just cleaning up against We Have Org, and he's going to get them the point. 2 minutes 30 on the clock as they move into their payload section.
Yeah, the nano boost was enough just to give it that 300 HP top up there. Kept Colsty alive, meant the rest of his team could reinforce, and through the attacker's advantage on that first point, Choose Money crew do manage to cap it out. Look at the ults they've got online as well. They barely used anything in that fight except for the 2 defensive ultimates. EMP is going to be a big one in this next fight for them, and if they manage to get that right, well, they've got a barrage waiting to follow it up with.
Yeah, they're going to ground Krems and Chubbs. Not going to be allowed to fly up in the air. Twolls is now mixed over to the Sombra. So they do want that option instead of the Zarya. What they do with that Sombra is going to be very telling. And Zeal, I think he's going to be spy checking. He knows there's something there. Izzy will get taken out, so no fire support for Zeal. Will drop down with the barrage. Wasted opportunity, but I think he can tell that was for the trade. He just wants to get the ult out so he can switch.
It's terrifying as a Farah when you sit there in your ult and you just see a mech flying straight at you. It's like, oh no, rockets, missiles, everything's flying at me. I'm guaranteed to die. It's not a happy fun time.
Well, Miles found 12, shut him down before he could use that EMP. The rest of Choose Money crew are trying to regroup. They've changed it up again. Zeal going over to the Zarya. So yet again, we're not seeing Mouse playing what we'd expect him to because of ult charge.
Chubb's got the VMech onto Barbie and the very back off the side of Spawn there as well. It's pretty big for them because now he's got to waste that ultimate to get back into mech again, unless he hangs around and charges it back up, which looks like that's the plan. Doesn't want to sacrifice what charge he had on the self-destruct.
You've got to remember as well, right outside their spawn room is an environmental kill opportunity, so they can just jump off.
Yeah, he chose not to. He chose to stay in fight. It's all good.
Well, EMP being deployed by Mouse. It's just going to open it up and We Have Walk to run through them. Can't escape this one, Krems. Punch to the back of the head, and Colsty finishes off with the hammer. Pushing around to the home stretch. More of a time bank than what We Have Org have had, but that's mainly down to the quick point A take.
I was going to say, yeah, the fact that it was done in about a third the time that We Have Org did on their attack does mean they have more time for the second point. Not really going to need it right now because they've basically got this free push onto second. We Have Org are not even going to bother contesting. Does mean, yes, they are. Just in the final second, the EMP.
And they took out Tri-Spear immediately. That amp it up speed boost was enough to get them there in time, and of course, 12's EMP. Good enough to shut down multiple members. So they're going to contest. They're going to force them back. More of this time bank being burned up.
Spox is just going man on a mission there as well. Getting himself 2 or 3 kills off the back end of that fight. Didn't expect them to contest. I didn't actually see 12 coming off from the side with the EMP. I don't think Choose Money crew clearly saw him either. He's invisible. Makes it very hard to spot.
They were trying to spy check.
Trying, just not succeeding.
Mostly pushing forward. 12's gone back over to the Zarya now, so they're going to go for the mirror matchup. He is behind on that Graviton Surge. Self-destruct over the top, going to have to block something out. Colsty stunned up just at the right time by Spox. His Transcendence coming in. Trying to keep the fight alive, answered by Kangas. They're moving forward. Nice charge there. Izzy going to be pinned against the wall. This is a lost fight. We have Org holding on to point B, not ready to give it up.
Choose Money crew struggling to kind of orchestrate or get together a coherent attack so far. A couple of times things have looked okay for them, but We Have Org have been the proactive team. Luddy said it himself in their post-game interview earlier on. We just said we've got to be more proactive. We just got to take it to them. That's exactly what We Have Org are doing, showing no fear, just going for the push. Yes, mistakes might get made, but if you're making the fewer mistakes, you're going to win the fight.
Now they're spawn camping. I love this game. I love this game.
Hey guys, at the start of today, We Have Org are going to lose 4-0. What are they going to do? They're going to spawn camp when it comes to Numbani. Get ruined.
Well, for the time being,
no one expected this.
For the time being, you've got Nerve Shatter available. Oh no. Did connect the Shatter, but it was blocked out and then stunned up afterwards. Spox is going to go down. So that aggressive play by We Have Org being punished until Colsty pinning against the wall. Oh, he's going to be saved. Chubbs instead going down as well as 12. So now they've got these kills. They just need to get on that payload, get it back in motion very quickly, and move on to the final stages of this map.
And there we go. Small mistakes. Again, Earthshadow being blocked out from We Have Org. Chubbs getting interrupted immediately after as well meant it took a lot of damage. They almost brought down Colsty in the retreat, but we saw immediately that Colsty got thrown back. Not Colsty, Chubbs got thrown back by the rocket flail, and then the D-Mech came through onto Krems, but they had nothing to follow up with. Shoes Money Crew get that second point.
Where Zeal is?
2.5 minutes
He's got to grab. He's going to put it down on them. Where is the rest of Shoes Money Crew? Get that damage out. Spoxes can go. Huge bomb for Barbecue. And the crew's all here. They're all going back to the spawn room as they move round to the home stretch.
There's that combo we have been missing, but we have all with 5 ultimates coming online. This could be a good stall opportunity for them. I'll be looking for the trans here to try and at least get out the doorway and onto the point. Let's hope they don't get blocked in this doorway. No, move back away, let them out of this one as well. There's one more fight to go for Shoes Money Crew.
They didn't have the Graviton spared to do the same trick that 12s did on their 12s did on their offense. So they're going to have to rely on doing this without it. There's the Shafter, going to be available for them. Throws it down, but the bomb there from Krem's going to find 2. Chubbs makes it a 3rd. Lost fight for Shoes Money Crew. 1 minute 50 on the clock, so they still have time to play with. It's not the end of the world for them yet.
Yeah, Colsey wanted to be the cool guy that doesn't look at explosions, chose to leave his back facing that self-destruct. Did mean 3 of them got cleaned out by that self-destruct in the end as well. So pretty nice execution coming out of We Have Org. With 1 minute to go though, 1 minute time advantage right now. They need to win this next fight. And We Have Org played that very sensibly, only committing 2 ultimates. All 3 support ultimates are still online for them. It does mean they might struggle to clear Shoes Money Crew out on this attack, but at the very least they can survive anything they can throw at them.
Shadow for Colsty, stunned up too late on the reactions there. Colsmeister going to be getting himself wasted ultimate. Transcendence wins it out for them ultimately, but Zeal going towards that Graviton Surge. Shadow comes down, blocks out, held up together. Transcendence being used for Kanga. Kara about to go down. Mouse found him quite adequately. As Zeal is going to burn through Chubbs. He's locked up away from his team. That's it, rolling in. That's all you got to do. Make sure you get a few kills for your measure. Twirls cannot be allowed to get that Graviton Surge online, because he might be able to turn this back around for them if he gets it off. But no more protective barrier for him. Will be burned through, walks it in. Close
Very
time
similar.
bank.
About 15-20 seconds more coming through for Shoes Money Crew. Not a bad result overall. It does mean both teams get another attempt at that first point.
But who captured point A faster?
The faster one was on the left-hand side. So we're going to see We Have Org go first.
No, I was saying who captured point A faster?
Oh,
Shoes Money Crew.
Shoes Money Crew.
Right. So, if you just want to do a little bit of results-based analysis, don't hold much weight to it, Shoes Money Crew should walk away with this map.
Now, I threw results-based analysis out the window weeks ago in Giganti full capture map. I think it was Numbani actually with 1 minute in the time bank, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. Results-based analysis in the trash can. No, thank you.
Never really be out of the trash can, if I'm honest with you.
Got him. We Have Org.
Got the results-based analysis fans out there. Which, all 2 of you.
All 2 of you. So, Shoes Money Crew probably going to employ a lot of what we saw them do on their last defense, which is to get up on the high ground and then react to what We Have Org throw at them. Let's not forget, 3 times in a row they had the ideal response against We Have Org's attack. So, immediately, like I said, straight for that high ground. Going to try and hold them there. And for We Have Org, their success actually came when they ignored the high ground and went straight for the main street phase. A lot of it came down to whiffed ults going into shields. Wasn't really super ideal for them. It turned into a bit of a devolved
I was going to say,
fight.
I don't think their pathing had much to do with why they won that.
I think a lot of it can be based on how a team responds to it, so somewhat. Immediately what we actually saw was Shoes Money Crew drop down to the low ground and contest them on the point itself. So fighting somewhere less ideal. The choke wasn't as large. The large reason why it's great to defend high ground is that choke. Equally for the attackers, if you can get through it. Well, in this case, they're saying, you know what, forget the high ground. We'll take the low ground. Once again, try and cap it straight out right here. Here they go.
Taking the fight straight to Shoes Money Crew. You wanted proactivity. It's right there for the Hoop squad. Boxes getting healed back up. Krem's very low, about to lose that mech. You need to really focus him down, get him out of that protection the mech offers, and really make him useless for the rest of the fight. Ult charges coming through as you'd expect. They're being forced back into the room. Positional control definitely going over to We Have Org. Shoes Money Crew still fighting strong. Want to burn through someone. Chubbs. Flame strikes can't be blocked out by those shields. Will be dropped down. Mouse drops to Krems. Transcendence comes out early. Kanga. Beat Tri-Spear to the punch. Tri-Spear obviously going to layer it over and have a little bit of overlap. Mouse still going to be dead. Over Discord on to Colsty. Krems move forward. He's been focused out. He's going to get D-Mech. They're going to lose that out. Self-destruct over the top. This is the benefit of having a mech bar because that's Fox's. Izzy is able to stay alive, keep on the healing. He's got a sound barrier in his pocket if it becomes necessary, but most of the kills are coming. We Have Org not going to be able to cap.
Where is that Darn Lucio hanging up on the ceiling? He's still around.
I'm under attack as he flies off the map.
Gets yeeted off the map quite literally, or yoted, as in the past tense.
Yote in the past tense.
Indeed. Miles was literally seconds away from a Graviton Surge there as well, if they really needed it. Ultimately, did not. But I liked at least the intent coming out of We Have Org there. Straight away, every single fight I've seen, well, not every single one, but a good 80% of them, their focus has been on Zeal. If he's been anywhere near the front line, they said, right, there's Zeal, get rid of this guy. Whether that's because they identify him as a problem after last week's game, he matched up very well against Danny from British Hurricane, for example, or whether it's because they just don't want to deal with the interruption, the combo potential that Zeal brings to the party on that Brigitte. Either way, they're saying we do not want him in this fight, get rid.
We have Orc can no longer win this map, they can only draw. But I know I'd rather go into the half 1-0 down than 2-0 down.
Yeah.
All to play for still, keep the series alive, because it's looking dire if they go into the half, because we all know how assault maps go, Des, and some of them just end in draws, and at which point the series is over anyway.
Some do. We have Orc playing a pretty risky game here as well by rolling out with the Winston Goats. Don't really I get the idea again because there's a lot of vertical high ground here on Numbani. Problem is if they run out with Goats, you can't really tackle them head on. They will tend to win and win those fights against you unless you can interrupt the back line. Now, Shoes Money Crew, 13 seconds to go, so we'll give it a bit of time to see if they do choose to switch.
But what I'm pointing out with that one, Des, is that they're playing on their prime heroes, right? Because oftentimes we see Mal's having to play the Sombra just because of how the ult charge is working out. But now we could actually see Mal's getting to play that Zarya, and Zeal using the scouting arrow to find him out early, so won't commit to that Sombra.
Exactly as I thought they would do as well, rolling out on Goats. Again, does pretty well into this Winston Goat setup we're seeing coming out of the other side. Does mean if it comes down to a battle on the point, Choose Money Crew will be able to stay there a lot longer thanks to that huge shield that the Reinhardt offers. Got a lot more uptime than what the Winston shield offers, meaning you can win those fights.
They're going after Krems already with no shield up there apart from his defense matrix. He's off to the side with Kanga. Barbecue's the only one who can get up there though, so they can't really commit to the fight too long. Kanga's been forced off the high ground. That's a target for the rest of the Goats to move towards, but Mal's going to do it alone. Gets that Kanga on the back line, so that Zenyatta going to find it difficult to keep this fight going. They can't shred through the beefier members. Nice protected barrier. We'll keep Chubbs alive. Kanga moving over to the Moira just so we can get there a little bit faster and provide something to the team. Chubbs trying to get out. Orb Discord on his head. And Barbie's going to run him down. Man advantage going over. A D-Mech there. We'll take Barbie out of his mech. 12's getting a kill onto Tri-Spear, so not completely one up yet. Is he going down low? Hang on a minute.
Krems.
We have Org have got control of this map. They're not throwing it away yet. 17 seconds on the clock. This could be lethal for SMC.
Krems has gone largely unignored in this fight, or largely ignored in this fight, I should say. He got 3 kills in that one. Solo, uncontested, no assists. And even at the end there, you saw him absolutely pepper the hell out of Barbecue as well, with no one focusing down. He was pretty much 100%.
Someone needs to touch. No one's in range, and he's been forced out. He went for the sneak.
Wow.
But Colsty couldn't get there in time. We have Org going to force out the draw. We go into the series 1-0.
Bit too much focus there from Shoes Money Crew on trying to pick off. Admittedly, they got the Zen early on, which was fantastic. After that, Chubbs was their focus, and he was so mobile jumping around that Krems was like, I guess I'll just shoot people trying to touch my main tank then, right? And no one could do anything about it. So really good play by Krems on that final point just to make sure he was getting those kills in. Going to the half as a draw. Again, not something any of us would have predicted at the start of the day.
I kind of want We Have Org to win this series. just so we have 2 upsets, and also Jaws and Legday start losing production. We're going to throw it over to the desk and hear from the guys over there.